Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today is a dish that is my favorite and my children's favorite as well. Well, it took them a while to get used to this particular dish that I'm going to make today, and that's a spiced carrot cake. Most often children love cakes and we're always thinking of making it at home, and we want to make it healthy, tasty and yet delicious so our children can have it. So today I'm going to be making a carrot cake that's going to be made with whole wheat flour and also combined along with a Nutrilite classic spread and tossed in with some subtle spices like cinnamon and ginger powder. So without wasting any time, let me just dive right in and show you how to make this dish. So the first step is to beat the sugar, eggs and the Nutrilite spread. So before that, I want to talk to you about a little bit of basics of baking. For baking, it's important to ensure that we measure all the things accurately. Your flour, the baking powder and the sugar and the spread that you're using, right? So, and it's important to invest in like good set of baking tools, and that's what I have. So stainless steel baking cups, measuring cups as well as measuring spoons are extremely useful, and you should sort of use them. And I use the standard measuring cups and spoons that you get in the market, and good quality stainless steel always works. Great. So now I'm going to begin and show you how to whip everything together in my mixer. First step is I'm going to measure the amount of spread that I need. So I'm going to be using these Nutrilite classic spread, which is great for baking. It's also great for cooking all different types of parathas and you know any other stir-fry sabjis that you make. So I'm just going to go ahead and ensure that I fill in the exact amount that I need into my cup, and that's it. The good part about these spreads is that it is enriched with omega-3 and has 0% cholesterol. And it also comes with a garlic and oregano flavor, which is my favorite, which I actually use in adding over my toast or pav bhaji buns and lots of other things, making my pasta, stir-fried veggies and all of that. So now that I've used my classic and measured my classic spread, all I have to do is to add everything into my mixer and then mix it all up. So into my mixer, you can also use like a wide mixing bowl and use a hand beater, but if you have like a stand mixer like this, you can go ahead and use that. So into my stand mixer, I'm going to go ahead and add in the spread, and I'm going to add in the sugar. I'm going to break in 3 eggs, one at a time. Great. So I'm going to turn on the mixer and then beat the eggs, sugar and the spread until it's nice and fluffy. So now that the sugar, eggs and the spread are well combined and it's fluffy, I'm going to go ahead and add in all the remaining ingredients, and that's my whole wheat flour over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in my flour and the baking powder. And this is the cinnamon powder, the spices, and this is the dry ginger powder. Great. And to this, I'm going to go ahead and add in the carrots, freshly grated carrots, some walnuts. You can also add almonds, and then the milk. You can also add hung curd if you want. You can add hung curd, you can add yogurt, you can add buttermilk. Measure it to the same quantity as the milk and then blend it all together. Each one of them adds to a different texture and taste, and you should experiment, but ensure that the proportions are the same. Great, so now I'm going to cover. I'm going to bring the head of the mixer down and then blend until everything is just about combined without overbeating it. Now that my cake batter is done, it's really quick and jiffy if you have like a good mixer or a hand beater. So now the next step is to prepare the pan for baking. So I have a bread loaf pan here. You can either bake in a bread loaf pan or use a spring foam pan or any other bundt pan. I'm going to add in some spread into the bottom and do it, ensure that I apply it, smear it all around. So I'm going to dust it with some flour. And ensure that the flour is coated well to all the sides. Just tap it, and so that the flour gets coated on all the sides of the pan. So this helps in preventing the cake from sticking when actually it comes out. Okay, so you can also use a parchment paper or the butter paper and then put it in, but I like the traditional method of the buttering and the flour. Great. So any excess flour, I'm just going to go ahead and dust it in my sink, and after that I'm going to put in the cake batter. I'm ready to put the cake into the oven now, which is preheated at 180 degrees centigrade. It will take about 40 to 45 minutes based on the oven that you have. If required, you can turn it to 175 degrees centigrade based on the oven if you see it's browning too quickly on the top. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Put it in the oven and can't wait to have this cake. So after 40 minutes of baking, I inserted a knife inside in between the cake and checked if it was done. It should not have any sort of sticky dough, the cake batter in it. It should come out really clean. So once it's done, remove it, allow it to cool, and that's what I did. And then unmolded it from my bread pan, and I'm ready to dust it with some icing sugar and also cut it. So isn't this cake really simple to make? All you have to do is to have the right set of ingredients and the spices, bring it all together and then put it in the oven for baking. Give this recipe a try. When you do, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below and how your kids loved it too. I'll always be looking to hear back from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.